guys, Larry Chen here. Welcome to another episode of Hoonigan Autofocus. We're at Bells & Vaughan in Pasadena, California, and we got this beauty here. This is Chase, the builder.
What's going on?
How are you?
Good.
What are we looking at here? Is this a spaceship or what is this?
This is a 1960 Oldsmobile Super 88. They made them for 1 year. There's a couple different models, but they would switch them out every year. Designs.
1 year only. What made you want to build this?
This was my dad's car. He passed away, so I wanted to redo the whole car, and so this is what we came up with.
Just do it justice, right? I'm sure it didn't look anything like this.
It had a more of an 80s style mild custom, because this is considered a mild custom. So it was a two-tone, kind of more of a Larry Watson style paint job. But this has now a candy instead of the old lacquers from back then.
I can't tell you how cool it looks in the sun right here. I mean,
yeah,
it's a shame. It would be a shame to see it in the shade or at night at all. I mean, because it looks so good in the sun right here. It just, the way it interacts with the light is incredible.
It changes colors in every lighting, as far as street lights, parking lot lights too, the sun. Sometimes you can't even notice the flake or the silver leafing on the side, just depending on how the sun's hitting it. So it's candies will play tricks on your eyes.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at this thing. Just incredible. Is this like a custom color?
Yes.
That you guys came up with?
It's a candy Tangerine house of color. So my buddy Richie Valles out of Burbank did a silver base, and then you do all your leafing, flake, pinstriping on top of your base coat, and then you'll candy over it. So what's custom is every color or every pass you do with a candy, it's a darker shade. So how many passes you put, it'd be a different color candy.
You're literally glowing right now. Like the sun is hitting this thing and it's just like reflecting on your face.
Yeah, and it's bright color.
Yeah, it's very bright. So tell me, it starts with a silver, and then, as you say, it gets layered on. But this is actually like hand done pinstriping.
Yeah. So LG pinstriper, he's a good friend of mine. He will go in here with silver leafing, take velvet and spin. So every swirl mark is his thumb with a piece of velvet. It'll score the silver leafing rather than cut it or chop it up, and then he'll pinstripe, and then Richie will come back in and candy over everything. Bury it in candy, and then bury it in clear after that. So it's a process.
This craftsmanship is just it's so cool and so different from what I normally get to cover and normally get to photograph. But I mean, every time, for example, like with the Grand National Roadster Show,
yes,
or certain events that I go to, I get a little bit like a taste from the outside of this
world, yeah.
But I definitely appreciate it,
Nice.
Completely. I appreciate it so much, how much time and effort go into it.
Yes, yeah, and a lot of people do. So no matter what they're into, a lot of people can appreciate, how much effort goes into, and because this is kind of technically, I wanted to go with a mild custom, kind of what they would have done back then.
Let's keep going on the outside. So what have you done to the body?
So completely shaved, no door handles, no windshield wipers, molded off with an El Camino cowl, popped the grill out an inch.
Oh, so this is an El Camino?
Extended. It's actually so you can use the grills and so you can blend it off, so there's no holes anymore for windshield wipers.
And this is brought out an inch?
This was brought out an inch.
For what? Like what makes it different?
It had a kind of more of an underbite look. And actually, when we got the car, the person actually did it, and I thought it was a great idea, so I kept with it. So it's just a subtle touch that most people aren't going to notice. It had badges here. It had all the kind of the badges have been taken off. It had badges here. I left the trim. I had all the trim repolished. on the car and all the chrome redone.
So all of this is original?
Yes, everything's original.
I love these taillights so much.
Yes.
And I also love the way the exhaust goes. So is this original?
Those are custom. They call them show pipes, bellflowers, or shotguns. And sometimes they didn't even work. They would put them on back in the day just to, as a look. We ran the exhaust so it would work. So that is custom. It also had badges here. It had body lines. Everything. The smoother, the better. Like no mirrors.
I think this is my favorite thing. I can't believe that these are actually functional and you don't have like a hidden exhaust somewhere.
Yes. Yep. I actually want to make a custom piece that'll actually come up a little further. So I actually want to make my own, because you can buy these right now at Moon Eyes. You can buy them. So, and these are 60 Corvair lenses with windshield wiper caps.
What went here originally?
It was reverse lights, which were kind of an option actually back in the day. It was reverse lights. And then this actually had a recessed piece of trim that was brought out also. So just kind of cleanliness, smooth.
Where do you drive this now?
I do drive it on the weekends. I don't want to drive it to work, but I have driven it to Vegas, Santa Maria for West Coast Customs. And,
yeah. I've been to that show actually. I love that
Ventura
show.
Nationals, Ventura, great shows, and but yeah, it's a driver. I drive it. Some people might think I'm crazy, but I think you're crazy not to enjoy your car.
I mean, just the proportions are unlike anything on the road today.
Yeah,
this is without a doubt a land yacht.
It is.
And
it is.
It just has that presence.
Yeah.
No other cars have.
Yeah. I have actually put a surfboard in the back and closed it before I bagged it, and I put all the tanks and the sound system and everything. So it's a gigantic. Yeah.
Such a huge.
It used to end at the package tray right before the back seat. Yeah.
Just incredible. Okay, and then so this is flake. This is the same as up here?
Yes.
Or?
Exactly. Yeah. So once again, LG kicked ass, did it all in one day, and then came back the next and started to candy after that.
Tell me about the wheels. It actually matches really nicely with the build.
So the wheels are Supremes. Just dressed it up with the center cap and the lug nuts. I did go a disc brake conversion on the front. I want to be able to stop this, big ass car. So. But it's kind of a period deal, that's what they had. They didn't have 20s, they didn't have, it's kind of, they had Kragers, Supremes, Lakesters. So that's, and I dig them. I love Supremes.
I think they look great. How much does this actually weigh, do you know?
I'm going to say about 7,000 pounds, something like that.
It's a lot of metal for sure. It is a lot of metal. And then the bumper, did you have to shave anything?
No. Actually, that's this all stock. I actually should have shaved the bolts on it. I wanted to shave the bolt holes for the license plate, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Can we take a look under the hood?
Yeah.
Oldsmobile.
So it's a driver.
It is a driver. So tell me about the motor.
What kind of car is it?
The 60 Oldsmobile. Yeah. So yeah, 350 Chevy. 350 Chevy, turbo 350 tranny, and a Ford 9-inch rear end.
Yep. You could go to any auto parts store in the U.S. and get pretty much everything.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Let's take a look at the interior.
Yeah. So these are chopped Camaro seats. I used to have a bench. Center console, I have a Monte Carlo. Just cut it down, brought the tunnel up, and everything else pretty much is stock. I try to hide the audio system, so I didn't want, in 60s you don't have Alpine, kickers showing, so I did everything behind the upholsteries, Santana upholsteries, badass job. I like to put the head units in the glove box, so it's kind of hidden. So do kind of the looped carpet. It's kind of what they would have done.
it's just incredible to me how far cars have come, but also this is never going to be recreated, you know? This is just of era, and this is just so special. And I'm so glad that you've given this new life. I mean, because how often do you see stuff like this on the street?
You don't. And, you know, the younger generation, they're, you know, it's dying out, but I think they had just so much style, you know, so much, you know, it's a feel-good car. Get in it, forget about everything, you know.
I love all the little details, like it's crank windows in the back, which this looks so comfortable, by the way.
Yeah, and this interior is a tuck and roll biscuit. So it's kind of what they would have done. They used to go to TJ, go get a whole interior done, you know, $500 back in the day, just the whole interior, and they would come back, you know, George Barris and Larry Watson's, and, you know, it's kind of like the style.
They go to TJ, meaning like Tijuana?
It was actually called the TJ Tuck and Roll, you know, so they would go to TJ and get their whole car done for cheaper what they can get it done in the States. But, you know, it was a thing that, you know, in California, it's just what you did. You went down there back in the 60s and, you know, what I've been told, you know. So yeah.
I like all the little things, like it says, like the rearview mirror, it says night for that little button.
Yeah. I did put a fish tank back in the 70s. You had oil and water on a machine. Got it at a yard sale. Me and my dad thought it was a great idea. Yeah.
Wait, let me take a look at that. Oh, that's so funny. What an interesting mod. Can we take it for a spin?
Yeah, absolutely.
This thing is just something else. So how do you open it from the outside then?
So if I have the windows, I have a popper. So yeah, it'll pop up.
Good God. I can't believe how much room is in this thing.
Cozy.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Seriously, you could just take a nap right here.
You could.
Oh, I like this. What do people say when they see you driving this thing on the street?
Mostly thumbs up, or what is it? That's the biggest thing, is a lot of people just don't know what it is. Being the roof is very similar to a lot of the 59, 60s. They use the same roof on Buicks, Impalas, Pontiacs, that 59, 60. So sometimes, you know, with no badges or no logos, they don't know what it is.
Yeah, the only badge is on the front, very front. It says
exactly.
Oldsmobile.
And they only made it for the 1 year. So, you know, people just kind of never noticed them, maybe. Don't know.
This is pretty neat too. Kind of like this center console.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do anything at all.
Yeah, it used to have gauges. I cut them out. I just wanted to make everything look as clean as possible. The more shit that'll break your eye, I think it takes away from the car. Yeah. You know, so
the no B-pillar thing really.
Yes, the bubble top.
Yeah, it really is special. That's the special thing about this car.
It's almost a 20-foot long two-door car. Yeah. It's a little under 20 feet.
Huh.
So it won't fit on most garages, that's for sure.
Well, it won't fit in most parking spaces now.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
So, your air ride controls are right here?
Yeah. You know, all you need is toggle switches, but, you know, you could have the controller or whatnot. I think it's just convenient to have them, you know, either on the dash or on the side of you.
Have you, look, everybody's like, yeah. Have you seen anyone else build this car before?
Yes, it's very rare, but Eric at SoCal Suspension down in San Diego, he built one, did a pagan gold on it. There's a couple people from Sweden that have some that are pretty cool, but it's very rare that you see them done.
Yeah, just because, like you said, it was only made for 1 year.
Only made for 1 year, exactly. and you can't open a catalog and go buy parts. You know, it's a beautiful thing with, you know, some of the Chevys and Impalas. You can open a book and find your parts, but with this car, you know, it's certain cars, not just this one, but hard to find parts. So
You'd have to really know these cars in order for you to just recognize it right away.
absolutely. Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
say.
like,
Yeah.
what would you even do if you had to replace the windshield?
Well, that is the beautiful thing about the roof being the same as a 5960 Impala, is they're readily available. So this is brand new glass. You can buy it. It's the same bubble top glass. So glass is actually relatively easy to find.
So Chase, you can't drive one block without somebody yelling at you.
Nah, it's that's true. That is true.
If you want attention from literally everybody, you drive this. If you want to disappear, you drive any Porsche, any 911 in LA. You basically just disappear.
Yeah. I've pulled up to a stop sign with the Lambo before, and there were, you know, people crossing the street were looking at this car, and he got kind of mad.
Well done, sir. So how many years did it take for you to get it to this point?
We did it in 1 year. We We really wanted to go to West Coast Customs, you know, show. So we were like, we just made a goal, and we did it in 1 year. I had the car longer than that, but to redo the whole car, we pumped it out. That's for sure.
And it cruises pretty good at speed on the highway.
Oh yeah, it's like a big boat, you know, especially with the airbags. You're just, you know, on big air pillows.
But it could keep up with traffic.
Oh, 90 miles an hour. Oh yeah, we'll fast lane everything. Yeah, I want to be able to drive my car. So 100%. Yeah, I do eventually want to put an LS in it, just, you know, creature comfort wise. But for now, yeah, totally happy with the power.
What I like about this kind of build is so much effort goes into making it look like you put in less effort. Like you want it to be as simple and as clean as possible. Like all of the effort going into debadging, detrimming, and simplifying lines is actually so much work.
Less is more. Less is more, definitely. Anything that'll just clean lines will, you know, accentuate everything else. So I definitely think less is more.
Well, thank you so much for bringing this out. As always, Bells and Lawn, one of the coolest places to kind of hang out on the weekends here in the SoCal car scene, especially now, just gathering, I guess, the local car culture. The point is that you're showing along with the Civic, along with a, you know, Nissan 240 RX-7, along with a Porsche, along with a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. Like, it's all in the same show, and that's what I love about coming here.
Oh yeah, everybody's got this, you know, common interest, you know, no matter what kind of ride it is, you know, everybody's got something in common.
Yeah, so then we just shot that Mini over here, and then I think this is probably double the length of the Mini.
I could probably fit it in the trunk, yeah, for sure.
Awesome, thank you.
Cool, no problem.